With regard to pastors, I've been very encouraged. Some have emailed me and said, thank you for the book that you and Don Carson edited. When I'm preparing the sermon, I consult it if I have a quotation or even a clear allusion, and that's great. And then the handbook will be able to teach people, well, help them with an approach to how actually to interpret the Old and the New on their own. It's the handbook on New Testament use of the Old really is the how-to behind the commentary. We asked our contributors in that volume to follow that methodology that I lay out in the methodology section in my handbook, and then it's the approach that lies behind my New Testament biblical theology, which is really a subtitle Unfolding of the Old and the New, so it's on Old and the New as well. So this is really, I wanted to write this. This is a how-to book. I've been teaching Old and the New since 1985, and a lot of this are just a downloading of my notes into handbook form of what I've been teaching students for years. So I think if pastors really want to interpret the Bible by the Bible, interpret Scripture by Scripture, this is one of the best ways to do it. Not just with the quotations, but begin to try to penetrate to the allusions. Now, that there's a lot of debate about what an allusion is, and so I define that and try to give some common sense ways to evaluate allusions. But I think for pastors who really want to do what we call, I don't like the word intertextuality, because that can have a lot of baggage from radical reader response criticism and deconstructionism in it. I like interbiblical exegesis. If students really want to see how later parts of the Old are interpreting the Old and New, interpreting the Old, then I think to extend their study to allusions will really not only impact their seminary studies, but also pastors. I think it will enrich, give their sermons a greater depth of interpretation in the text, and therefore it's a wonderful way to actually relate your text to the earlier parts of the canon and even later parts of the canon, because even later parts of the New Testament refer to earlier parts of the New. For example, the book of Revelation not only refers to the Old, there's a lot of use of the gospel traditions in it.